As we look back at last year, we reflect on an extremely busy and rewarding period for the High Street Group. In 2019 alone, the company acquired many new sites for development, including Holloway Head and Kent Street Baths in Birmingham, Arundel Street and Anchorage in Manchester, as well as Strawberry Place, Pottery Lane and Brett Wharf in Newcastle, with a total gross development value of over £600 million. The construction of Hadrian's Tower progresses really well, with a planned opening in September with a highly anticipated 360 Sky Lounge which will be on the top floor, already receiving inquiries. The High Street Group will also hand over its very first PRS development scheme at Milton Keynes in the first quarter of the year. This development was sold to Grainger plc in 2017. High Street Residential had an incredible year of breaking ground, topping out Hadrian's Tower, completing projects and investments from major global investment houses. In 2019 alone, the group brought in over £150 million in institutional sales from major investment houses such as Grainger, Invesco and Cording. Gavin Fraser, Managing Director for High Street Residential, had this to say.
It's probably the most transformational year. We've moved our secured workload up to over £1 billion. We are now buying and securing more sites in 3 major cities at a run rate that we expect to perpetuate the business going forward. It's very exciting because firstly it's in our home city, where it's in Newcastle. To build a 27-storey tower in Newcastle, it hasn't been done before, and to build one of such quality and such a exciting position in the city skyline, again, is a wonderful achievement for people from Newcastle. Very active in Birmingham, we're very active in Manchester, and of course we are probably the most active in Newcastle. So Strawberry Place adds another tower block and a great piece of public realm. We want to create a high quality boulevard full of good food and beverage offerings, as well as grade A offices and deluxe residential accommodation. It will also occur on St George's Place, which is on Arundel Street in Manchester. Similarly, the Kent Street Bath scheme in Birmingham. It's important to remember that High Street Residential isn't just a developer. That was so much more than that. Because we're investing in that location because it is a key piece of infrastructure. We are creating an in perpetuity presence and in perpetuity returns and rewards for the business. It's been a good journey. We've performed very well. The outcomes have been exactly as we predicted. We are continuing to expand and grow, but we are buying and investing in the things that we have already done, and that performance has been exemplary so far.
High Street Hospitality has shown its expertise in transforming struggling restaurants and hotels into successful brands which not only deliver on quality and experience, but also contribute in a meaningful way to the overall bottom line of the High Street Group. At the end of 2019, High Street Hospitality also acquired a further 5 restaurants and bars in the Tynemouth area, which generated turnover of more than £5 million. The company has also partnered with prestigious organisations such as Laurent Perrier, Budweiser, Diageo and Bidfood. Phil Brumwell, MD of High Street Hospitality, explains how these partnerships illustrate the confidence world-renowned brands have in his company.
Another great success was the partnership program. I agreed a partnership program with several global and national companies such as Budweiser, Bidvest, Diageo, LWC, Laurent Perrier. All these companies have seen the growth and where this company wants to be now and wants to be in the future. And we've signed 3-year agreements with them companies to then take us forward in a partnership. So we feel we're becoming market leaders and experts in our area to identify a development and add value to that, which ultimately adds value to the group. Now the strategy moving forward will be residential build these fantastic apartment blocks, towers, communities in city centres of Newcastle, Birmingham, Manchester. I will, as a hospitality company, look to identify spaces on the roof, on the floor, to roll out new initiatives, coffee shops, restaurants, bars, spas, gyms, and these will add value to the hospitality company, which in turn adds value to that estate, but also adds value to the group.
The lifeblood of the operational side of the business is High Street Developments. Their prestigious developments throughout the northeast of England and in Scotland not only provide exclusive homes in some of the most exquisite settings, but also deliver on quality and build expertise. Kirk Thompson, who heads up High Street Developments, explains.
We are here in the beautiful Walled Gardens. This is one of our most prestigious developments. We've had a fantastic sales to date. This has been our busiest period, the last quarter of 2019. Even with the uncertainty in the markets, the forecast is over the next 5 years that house prices will rise by 14.8%. Our highlight for 2019, it's been a very busy year for the business. There's a lot of growth. We've had a number of acquisitions gone through, 5 new sites, and we've got some beautiful locations coming through. We've got a very experienced management team now in place to drive on the business, and we've got a pipeline for the next 3 years already secured. Larwood House and Moor House, 2 beautiful developments in central Scotland. We're very proud of these developments. They're not only housing developments, but they are communities that we are building in stunning settings. We've got a number of other opportunities of similar scale and size coming across 2020 and beyond. I'm very excited to be working alongside our fellow partners at High Street Hospitality. We've got some beautiful venues coming through during the course of 2020. The main development that excites me the most is the Hotel 52 in Thinford and Rustica. This is the start of their brand standards and their journey through new hotel developments. It's coming out of the ground as we speak, and it'll be the first one to be occupied during the end of 2020. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions people will make in their lifetime. So it has to be not only the product, the design, but also the location. I think that's where High Street Developments come into their own. So we only build in exquisite locations, we will build beautiful homes, and we'll make sure that the home is fit for your needs.
The latest member of the High Street family is First Penthouse. Their carbon-neutral building method forms part of the expansion plans into London, where First Penthouse has already developed a remarkable reputation and has received numerous awards for its rooftop conversion schemes.
First Penthouse is a niche rooftop development company. We specialise in off-site construction, and all of our developments are focused on rooftops. So all of our projects are built off-site, which in itself is a innovative and unusual construction technique. Off-site construction is better for the environment, it delivers a better quality product, it can be delivered in a far quicker time frame, and of course you're constructing in controlled environment, which means you're not contending with wind, rain, snow and sleet. As a business, we've delivered a number of schemes over the years in Knightsbridge, St John's Wood, on the South Bank, prime sites, also in Shoreditch in East London, and more recently in Chelsea. And the relationship between our 2 companies came about actually a couple of years ago, when it became known to us both that AI had a business in the rooftop space and the High Street Group had an interest in the rooftop space and developing a business in the area. It became very apparent to both parties that combining our respective strengths made a lot of commercial sense. We think we're getting the best of both worlds, and that's really been the basis for the relationship. And we formalised that relationship in May 2019. Together we have agreed to have a significant working capital budget of circa 3 million to grow the team and the business over the next few years, along with a development facility of approximately 21 million, which we'll use to fund acquisitions and fund projects that we're taking through the planning process.
Throughout 2020, the group objectives are to progress the construction of all existing projects and to establish itself as the UK's leading PRS developer. This will be achieved by driving the business into the development stabilisation market and acquiring both an established construction company and one of the UK's most reputable property management groups. This expansion, coupled with the group's current project, will continue to ensure that the High Street Group achieves its goal of being a £3 billion company within 3 years. Looking ahead to what 2020 has in store, Chairman Gary Forrest will continue his roadshows, which will give investors the opportunity to meet him in person and give him the chance to update them on the company's developments.
2019 has been truly momentous, if I'm honest with you. It's been crazy at times. The growth of all the companies within the group has been massive. If I start with the PRS department, we've completed just shy of £600 million worth of acquisitions as far as GDV is concerned. So the growth In acquisitions for the PRS department this year has been tremendous and really exciting. In Manchester we bought a site in Arundel Street, which we're really excited about as well. We don't do a lot in Manchester. During 2019 we did just shy of £200 million worth of institutional sales, so we built a lot of relationships with the institutions, and we're getting a lot closer to the institutions. We've got a lot more exits available to us now than we had last year from the previous year. So we've now got 6 very large developments physically under construction at the present moment in time. We now operate 4 hotels across the northeast of England and 15 bars and restaurants. We've launched the Purple Peacock brand, which was great to see. We've now got 2 of them. We've launched the Bar 52 sports bar brand. It's been 100 mile an hour in the hospitality business, All Saints Construction, and they've had a busy year as well. We're looking to continually grow the business. We've built a business plan, and we've developed a strategy to become a £3 billion company. We've got to continue down the PRS development and effectively very soon become the largest PRS developer outside of London. Because we've got to start delivering on the schemes. You can see, Milton Keynes is going to get delivered very soon. Hadrian's Tower will be delivered in September. We're going to explore funding opportunities that enable us to move into what we call the stabilisation market. And one of the options that we're exploring at the present moment in time, which we might conclude in 2020, is acquisition of our own PRS construction company. That won't do them all, but it can take some of the strain and where there's a need and where there's gaps, where we can build relationships with our current contractors, when then any other projects we can actually put into our own property development, our own construction company. It's going to be a hugely hectic year, an exciting year, but possibly a different type of year to this one, where we're looking to now, right, how do we deliver phase 2? But during that journey, I think it's important that we give back into the community and give back into the people. We support our employees as much as we can, but we also believe very strongly in supporting local charities. We sponsored Hadrian's School, and we did a lot of fundraising for Hadrian's School, which is a fantastic school that helps children with learning difficulties and disabilities. We're going to continue supporting them, but other local schools and charities as well. And there's a lot of talented people in the north of England who don't get the same opportunities that people down south get. We sponsored our own version of Billy Elliot, a young lad, great dancer, wants to go and be on the West End theatre shows, but he needed sponsoring to be put himself through the academy, which his parents couldn't afford to do. We look to support young talent to grow and develop out the northeast. 2020 is going to be hugely exciting, as 2019 was, as 2018 was, if I'm honest. 2020 is going to be the year of consolidation. We've got a lot of projects now that we need to go and deliver on. Build these communities that we have this vision for. It's also the year where we form stronger relationships with specific institutions that help us along that journey. That's what 2020 is about. It's about the next phase of the business plan and helping the business grow towards that £3 billion target.
Following the success and expansion of 2019, the prospects for the year ahead look bright across the residential, development and hospitality pillars of the business.